I started in track and field around 7 years old, so about 15 years ago. I used to do long jump, I used to run and sprint, and I used to throw as well. First started out, I did shot put, then gradually as I got older, I was able to do discus and stuff. For my first 3 years, I was at Corpus Christi. I never had like a full-time coach, and by the time it came after my junior year and I had made it all the way to regionals without a full-time coach, I said it's time for me to do something differently. And at that time, I was going through a lot of mental blocks and a lot of things that just made me want a new beginning. And I went to a track meet. I remember I was at Rice University and I seen Coach Foote for the first time, and I remember seeing how he coached his athletes. I remember seeing how far the boys have progressed from the previous years, and I said, maybe that's the next spot for me. So after regionals in California 2018, I reached out to Coach Foote and I said, do you guys have a spot for me? Is there a way I can be a part of your team next year? Because I don't want to go out my senior year without a coach. So I contacted Coach Foote. There was a spot for me, and I'm here now. For me here, I did have 3 personal records, and for the hammer, I threw 57 meters. For the discus, I did throw 52.73, and for the shot put, I threw 15.35 meters. I thought I was done with track and field. I thought maybe this was the end for me because I didn't accomplish everything that I did. But Coach Foote talked to me and he said, maybe you just need a week or so. After coming back home after regionals, I talked things over with my mom and she's like, you're not done. Look at you can't keep still. I've always done summer track when I was little, so for me, throwing is just the norm for me, and I knew I hadn't reached my peak yet, so I decided that I would go ahead and try to compete for Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to represent my father and who I was really, because not everybody has the opportunity to compete for another country, and here I have an opportunity to showcase Trinidad as a nation. I took a leap and I wanted to represent them. I did averagely, so I only threw less than 50 meters in both of my events, so it wasn't what I wanted and it's not what I expected, but the thing is, I went down there and started my journey. The next steps for me right now, I am still in training. I'm still training to be able to represent the teams next year. So, I mean, of course, Tokyo 2020 is the next big goal, but for the next 5 years or so, I would want to represent the nation.